Kind of Funny Live 2 is happening May 28th and 29th. It's a 2-day event. The first day is going to be a completely ridiculous stage show. What we have planned this year completely blows last year out of the water. And I don't even know how that's possible because we were really stupid last year, and this year's somehow even stupider. Day 2, it's going to be full day of meet and greets. We're hanging out with all of us. A bunch of Rooster Teeth people are there. Funhouse people are there. Achievement Hunter. It's going to be a grand old time. There's going to be some games to play. There's going to be signings. It's exciting. It's a really fun time. There's going to be exclusive merch. Oh yeah, there's definitely going to be exclusive merch. Go to kindoffunny.com/tickets to get your tickets today. There's a couple VIP tickets still available, so make sure if you want one of those, you act fast. Topic 4.
As always,
brought to you by the Kind of Funny forums. Go to kindoffunny.com/topic to submit your topic, and we'll get to it. Just like we're about to do right now from my boy, Juju. That's J-O-O.
Okay.
So,
thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah. I want to introduce my kid to gaming.
Okay.
What should I show them to set them down the path of greatness?
Oh,
it's a big question.
I know, and it's I like. This is another reason I'm glad I don't have kids, because I never have to worry about this. You know what I mean? But kids bring this. This comes up a lot, and I'm always. I don't know. It's your child better. You know what I mean? Like, think about it this way, right? My gateway to gaming is Ghostbusters. That's what I saw in the Toys R Us aisle. That's what got me a Master System. That's what got me in the door. So I understand when people are like, I'm going to do all the consoles in order and I'm going to have them play the Mario and Metro and this, that, and that. And I'm like, I get that and I understand that. But does that really speak to what your child would want? I don't think it's necessarily wrong that, well, my kid loves fucking Ninja Turtles. And you're like, well, what's the best Ninja Turtles game on the market right now? And you give them that to see if they like the buttons and they like what's happening, and then start expanding the palette.
Yeah.
You know your child better than I do, believe it or not. And so I don't know his attention or his or her attention span or how it all works out that way. That's what gets weird. I don't think you can go. My initial reaction, blanket, I don't know, kid, I would do the most recent Mario.
Yes.
That 3D World one.
So that's my thing. You're nailing it on the head. So the answer is Mario, undeniably. I think there's a whole bunch of other things that could be, but I think Mario is the right answer. Then the question becomes, which one? Do you go with the modern one or you go with the original one? There's definitely a train of thought that is, they need to know where things came from. I think that's the wrong train of thought. I think you need to work backwards for that. I think they will appreciate Mario 1 and Mario 3 and Mario World at some point if they get there. That's the setting them down the right path statement. Sure. I think Mario 3D World is actually a really great one because they can wrap their head around it pretty easily.
And it's pretty and it's cute and it looks great.
I would say Galaxy, but Galaxy, it's a lot going on with the
Galaxy's
Lego
like
and all that.
and this sounds weird. Galaxy's like a video game. Like there's things in there you like hopping and doing this and moving and trying to make jumps that I couldn't even make because the fucking perspective.
Yeah.
Whereas I think giving them a more a modern Mario that has all the sensibilities of the Marios we love works.
Yep. And I think Mario 3D World is simple enough to like wrap your head around. Having said that, if you want to take that ultimate step and you really want to secure this
ultimate step
in there down the path of greatness, what you want to do is play Super Mario Galaxy. And you want to give them the second controller because the second controller can just do all the star bits.
I remember that.
Shoot things. I remember with Kevin's little brother back when he was 3 or 4, like this. So this was like his first video game experience. Sure. I was playing Galaxy because it had just came out and I was actually playing it. Gave him the second controller. He was shooting and stuff. He loved it. Like he fell in love with playing it, especially because he was playing with me.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a nice sense of just giving someone a controller and having them go is great. And that's definitely a special thing. But I think that the interaction, the co-opness, that's what people love about video games. And I think that if they're playing alone, you need to be right there cheering them on.
Right.
That's obvious. But when you're playing with them, in a co-op game specifically like Mario Galaxy, where it is a very simple thing that they're doing and everything you're doing looks impressive to them. And like when they do something, you're like, yeah, good job, whatever. That will get them hooked and addicted. Then as they grow up, they'll become Super Smash Bros. Masters.
Okay.
And it'll be awesome.
Also pat upon.
You think so? You think that's
toss
it?
Toss this
the
kid.
Answer?
Toss this 3-year-old in there, the PSP.
I was thinking that or Final Fantasy VIII. Go for it. Final Fantasy 11.
I was trying to remember
give them an online one.
Why? I'm going to get eaten alive in the comments for this one. What is the fucking mech game I'm thinking? Original Xbox, the giant controller, the
Steel Battalion.
Steel Battalion. Give them Steel Battalion and tell them like this is the pinnacle. Yeah. Gaming has never been or will ever be. And then they're gonna be like, this sucked. I'm like, just kidding. Here's all this other awesome shit.
Something great. Oh man, that's hilarious. Layman Elsa says, Layman Else. With the success of Portal and Portal 2, but no announcement of Portal 3 in the works, why doesn't a smaller indie dev create a Portal clone akin to Yooka-Laylee as to Banjo? Surely they can't have the rights to a game using portals, and I would imagine it would sell 90% as well as an authentic Portal game if it was clearly a Portal clone. I think your numbers might be a bit off there. I don't think it'll sell 90% as well. I feel like there have been games that are similar.
The woman who left Portal after Portal 1, Quantum,
something like that.
I'm almost there where I remember the flash drives that they gave out. I'm going to the Google. But the answer is yes, there have been some.
Yeah.
And it's a hard formula to nail. And I don't think like that one, it was all you were changing properties of things too, like taking a chair, turning it into a cloud, then doing different stuff like that. So it wasn't exactly the same, but it was exactly the same in a way. But the problem with
Portillo's straight snoring right now. I love it.
He's just a weird. Well, it's not because he's asleep. It's just because he's choking himself out. Because like it doesn't matter that this is completely. There's no reason he should try to sleep like this, but he won't leave me. So he's like, I don't care that this is kind of killing me. I'll do this, whatever. God. Oh, this is gonna drive me crazy. But yeah, they've done it before, and like I don't think somebody could sue you for just using portals. Yeah, they could. They really could. Seeing as how we live in an industry, right, where like. Phoenix Rage had to change its name because Rage was in it. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of that stuff going on. Also, I think the biggest thing is that those games are not just good because they have portals. Those games are obviously amazing because of the design and the philosophy behind them and all of it. It's like it's such a package, and the puzzles are just pinnacles of game design. So it's like just doing it again. I don't think necessarily would be the right choice. I hope there's a Portal 3. That would be amazing.
I would love there to be a Portal 3.
launch game.
Of course, in LEGO Dimensions, the level pack is a brand new Portal thing, new voice work, new stuff, new song at the end. Like, that's highly recommended.
Wolf AD 47. How big do you think Pokemon Go will be? Basically, could it be as big as Clash of Clans where even your parents who don't game are playing it? I don't think it'll be that. I mean, I think Pokemon definitely has kind of a way of transcending ages and whatever, but it's like, I don't think like parents are going to be playing Pokemon Go. I think it's going to be really big. Like it's kind of a no-brainer, right? If you look at Pokemon sales numbers, that's a franchise that is just killing. I think it just crossed 200 million total. Those are numbers. Those are real numbers. You know, they talk about the 3DS lifetime sales for games, and like obviously Pokemon X and Y number one. You look at the sales numbers for Pokemon on the GBA, and they're just like, it's ridiculous how high they are compared to everything else. Pokemon has not waned in popularity, like ever. You know, it just continues to be this behemoth. And I think that the idea of a Pokemon game on mobile that is fun and is kind of a unique-ish idea of using the AR and all that stuff, depending on price and all that stuff, I think that it could be really big. As big as Clash of Clans?
No,
because
this is so much easier. Just doing this on your phone is so much easier. And then like doing this whole augmented reality thing is a step that's going to be a barrier to entry for a lot of people.
I think Clash of Clans is one of those perfect storm games of it's designed to be successful. You know, it's not designed to be a good game. It's designed to be successful.
To make money. Yeah, to get going.
I think that's it's designed to be quick, addictive, and to just grow that way. So Pokemon Go is going to be a bit more of a game.
Quantum Conundrum was the game we were looking for.
Yes.
From Kim Swift.
Kim Swift?
That was going to drive me crazy. I'm glad I got there in the end.
Psycho Sicko. What's going on with the Division? I keep reading about these exploits and hacks that people have been abusing.
Right.
It's not just once, but multiple times I find myself reading about a solution for the problem, and a week later they find more problems. Do you think the Division is in danger of losing its community if this persists?
I do. I'm still a member of the Division Reddit. Proud. So every morning when I'm looking through Reddit, and every night before I go to bed when I'm looking at Reddit, so many posts of people angry and that they're going to leave and this is happening and they can't believe. There was some guy just last night I was looking at who's like, I reported these people with a video for hacking and they're still there and It's like, of course, as you all know, there is a vocal minority of negativity on the internet. And there's also a lot of hyperbole. So the people who are popping up to say, I'm done with the game, probably not done with the game. But you do start to erode from that where it's like, especially you figure when the new Destiny stuff hit, so many people jump back to Destiny. So then you had it boiled down here. And now if it is totally broken or seemingly even, right? Optically, me, a Division fan who still hasn't been playing, but is keeping his eyes open to what's happening, it seems like it's totally fucked right now. So when they announce the next thing, the next expansion, the next whatever, is it going to be in my head, and I'm sure it'll be in a lot of people's head of like, well, sure, I could go do it, but I know these people have whatever 2 million DPS because they use that glitch and this, and like, is it worth going in the dark zone anymore? Like, I would say no, probably, right? Because I'm probably going to get my head kicked in by somebody who's running around fucking around.
Yeah,
it seems like that's where it's at, and there's all these different exploits.
Shit,
yeah,
man.
totally.
Reverse Flash says, hey guys, with all the new modern features we have with games these days, trophies and achievements, online profiles, higher quality graphics and frame rates, etc., do you guys ever find it difficult to go back and play older games? For example, I find it very difficult to motivate myself to play a game that does not have trophies. I feel trophies have changed the way I play games, and for me to go back and play something like Final Fantasy XII again, for example, it would need to have trophies and get an HD remake. How do you guys feel about going back?
I agree 100%. I think that is a big part of it where I'm not proud of it, but like, yeah, trophies, I mean, yeah, trophies have made it where I feel here's the way to slice it. I have a finite amount of time to play video games, right? And even though trophies are stupid and don't mean anything and are just an e-penis, I like chipping away and adding to the number and seeing my percentage grow. So when it does come down of like, oh man, I haven't played this game and but it's a PSP classic. Oh, it's the PS2 classic without the real PS2 classic now that they started doing. It's a PS1 game, right? Like, if there's not that little bit of motivation, and it's just a little bit, there are dozens of games that I have on my backlog, that I have on the system, things that sound cool, these indie experiences I haven't had a shot with. And so if I've already lived this long not having played this game from the PlayStation 1 era, do I really need to jump in and play it now?
Yeah, I agree with you in the sense that there's a weird desire, a weird delineation between games that count and games that don't count based on arbitrary factors. Like whenever I'm like, I got my Vita, I'm on a plane, I'm like, what am I going to play?
Right.
The decision usually boils down to, is this worth talking about?
Yeah.
You know, like, am I going to have something to talk about on Gamescast or on a different show or even talk?
Because our lives are content. Yeah.
So it's like, even though I want to play a lot of these games, like Final Fantasy Tactics, like I still haven't played it really. And Colin makes it sound like I love it. I like Final Fantasy, love Fire Emblem. Final Fantasy Tactics sounds like a perfect version of them. So I'm like, I should. But every time I go to play it, I have it downloaded and I've played maybe a couple hours of it. But every time I go back, I'm like, oh, I should probably, do this or do this.
There's a big thing, and this is, I don't even think I don't even know if it's so much unique to us, because I think the viewers and listeners feel it too, right? Is that in our hobby, this industry, being a fan, there's a currency to being current.
Yep.
To, hey, I could play this game that just came out on the PlayStation 4. Like, there's a whole bunch of new ones. Have you heard about this one where Magic something or other, where you are the main, your character is a character in an unfinished RPG, I believe what it is, and you're exploring this world that isn't finished and trying to get around. And I'm like, that sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And I can, if I get a chance to play that this weekend, I'll have a Gamescast thing to talk about and come talk about something new or that people don't know about. Whereas if I go home and I keep playing Chrono Trigger, which is a amazing game, fantastic game that I started over Thanksgiving when I had nothing else to play. If I go and play that, that's not adding to the conversation, because I feel like you don't need me to tell you Chrono Trigger's awesome, and nobody's sitting around right now going, oh, man, I would love to talk about Chrono Trigger.
I wonder what Greg Miller thinks about Chrono
exactly.
Trigger.
It's more of a value to me to be able to say this new game for PlayStation is awesome, and I think in our audience is the same way. I feel like where they do podcasts and they have friends and and it's like, sure, there's retro podcasting and all the different stuff, but the value to it is being able to be current, and even that comes in with trophies, because trophies are building on this currency of like, okay, well now I'm level 26 with 26% of the
Yeah, there's a game that a demo came out for it a couple days ago. I think it's called Neo.
Yeah,
and it's like very Onimusha-esque. I'm hearing it's Onimusha meets Dark Souls, and I'm not a Dark Souls guy. Definitely,
but you love that
am
Onimusha.
an Onimusha guy. So in looking at it, I'm like, fuck, I definitely want to play this. I have no time to play it. Sure. I wish I did, because I want to and I want to talk about it. But it's like, if I miss the window of the next week playing it, I think it is off the PSN by next week. But also, I'm just not going to. There's like, it's not that there's no point, but I feel like there's no point.
It's also, this also comes down to stuff with your taste. When we talk about this all the time, I feel like there's like a checklist and like a rundown of like order of importance on what you're going to play. So like, for sure, trophies are on there, but it's like Battleborn, right? Like Battleborn, whenever I talk about it, whenever I see, like, you want to talk about fucking developers who are like, they fucking love their product and they want you to give it a shot. Like Gearbox, like I went and did the panel with them, right? And like, they weren't talking to sell you on it. They were just talking about like all the blood and sweat and tears that went into this and how proud of it they are and like their lore and da. I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to play Battleborn now because I like who you are and what you're talking about. And I loved Borderlands obviously, but it's Battleborn I'm gonna get and I'm gonna put in and I'm gonna do a couple rounds of it. And if it's like, oh, this is very MOBA-y, or oh, this just I don't have a character, like it's over, right? Like because that's in this, we're always very clear that like we're lucky enough to get so many games for free, so we're in this thing. But I know talking to our viewers, they're the same way in terms of stuff they've bought, right? Where it's like, cool, if I don't enjoy this, it's on to the next thing because I have so many. My backlog is huge. How many? We do these hangouts with the people from Patreon, and you look at their lit, and like all their games are wrapped in cellophane because they're the same crazy people we are. Where it's like, yeah, I want that code. Yeah, I want that game. Yeah, I will buy this game. I went through. The other night I'm downloading a bunch of stuff, right, and it's all taking way too long. I was like, oh right, all those the Pac-Man and Galaga and all that. I went and bought those because I'm like, I want to play those, and I did like what. 7 minutes of Galaga, and then I was like, all right,
good.
This is this is fine.
To go back to the question though about the playing older games,
sure.
I think for me, I love older games like that. I don't think I'm ever going to love new games as much as I love old games. That's who I am.
Coming of age, there's attachment to it.
Yeah, for sure. And it is weird going back though for a bunch of little reasons when they add up. It's that the gestalt of them all that causes the issue because. I'm fine playing them, but it's like, oh man, the loading is kind of bad.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh man, unskippable cutscenes. Like, why?
Yeah.
It's like all these archaic things.
I gotta go find this fucking save point. Where was this save point?
Save points, right? Yeah. And it's like or memory cards not working, or your save file being deleted. Like all these problems that, besides that, don't happen anymore.
Alienation.
And if it was just one of those things, it wouldn't be that bad. But it is the fact that that's what game design used to be. So it's all of them on top of each other. Ugh, no bueno. You know what? We're going to stop there.
Bye.
That topic brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a landing page, a beautiful gallery, professional blog, or an online store, it's all included with your Squarespace website. Creating your website in Squarespace is a simple, intuitive process. You can add and arrange your content and features with the click of a mouse, and Squarespace makes adding a domain to your site simple. If you sign up for a year, you'll receive a custom domain for free for a year. Design a best-in-class online store with Squarespace's award-winning templates, customizable settings, and more, all without a single plugin. Greg, I don't like them plugins.
I hate plugins.
They complicate the stuff.
The plugins and the drivers.
Yep.
They're all the same.
From nationally recognized brands to your favorite local shops to the original Kind of Funny website, Squarespace is trusted by hundreds of thousands of savvy shop owners around the world, including all the tools you'll need to track inventory, process orders, and send custom emails in one intuitive interface. Squarespace offers 24/7 customer support, and every member of the customer care team is an experienced Squarespace worker working in a Squarespace office. That's service right there, Greg, because a lot of the time, it ain't that at all.
I hate that shit when you call somebody and they're like clearly like at a
they
call
have no
center.
idea what they're talking about. Yeah, no, come on, bros. No matter how technical your problem or trivial seeming your question, one of our teams is always online to assist you.
One of our team is always there to online.
Start your free trial today at squarespace.com and enter code KINDOFFUNNY to get 10% off your first purchase. Get ready for this one, Greg. Squarespace, set your website apart. Build it beautiful.
You should.
You should. I'm really bad about taking notes.
You're doing fine. Look at this. You got horrible penmanship, but you got the numbers down. That's all that really matters.
The numbers are all wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for this Gamecast extravaganza. This was fun.
This was good. You want to do an exclusive episode for patreon.com/kindoffunnygames? All right, you and me, 101 again?
You want to do the topic where we're talking about that there's too many games? And is that a good or bad thing?
Yeah, okay.
What that means for us?
Sure.
Even though we kind of got into it a lot there at the end. We'll extend this topic we just did. It'll be great. You guys want to hear us talk more?
No, I see. Maybe. Mine's different. It's different.
You got a whole bunch of different things to say?
I'm not going to talk about the old stuff. I'm going to talk about trophies. I got different things to say about it. If not, we do that other one I gave you. The other one that you said wasn't a full one. If we start into the topic for the exclusive Gamecast, you're like, oh, that wasn't good. Then we just bounce out to that other one.
Okay. See you next time. Love you. Bye.
I'm going to sneeze maybe.
Yeah, I was like, what's happening with you?
I don't think I'm going to anymore.
Okay.
My body shut down the sneezing with the ribs.
Ooh, like, yeah.
Oh no. And now that I'm feeling a little bit better, I've done the one, right? Like do the one sneeze and the body's like, well, that was a mistake. No, you don't have any more. Don't worry about it.